Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. Today we're going to have a special reading. This is going to be a non-urgent message. So, this is something that I came up with after having a poll. I posted a poll asking for suggestions for themes for readings, and you answered that urgent messages was the thing that you preferred, most of you. But I thought that I had to present something different because I feel like the rhythms are really changing, and as we're going into winter time, approaching winter time, and maybe slowing down a bit, even if on the outside we have to be active and we have to work and do stuff and interact a lot. Maybe in the spiritual sense and also in our intimacy and in our emotional space, we should have more time to digest things. So I came up with this theme to kind of bring a new dimension to this urgency that is exactly its opposite. So maybe we will get some messages about things that you will have time to digest, and that is important that you give yourself time to digest. Okay, so pile number one, we have Aries, Leo, Pisces, and Cancer. Your card is the Doe. For pile number two, we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Virgo. Your card is Deer. Pile number three, we have Taurus, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Your card is So. Okay. I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the card, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number one, your card is Doe. And when I saw this card, I instantly thought of the Sound of Music. So do, re, mi. Doe, a deer, a female deer, and Ray, a drop of golden sun. So there's something about this movie or this song specifically, and it's really powerful to me personally because every Christmas we watch The Sound of Music. It's a tradition, and it made a very strong impression on me, especially when I was a child. So I have very vivid memories of that, like almost like out of time. It's like it's a timeless movie. It's a timelessness in general. And the Doe is about an invitation to the other world and to see the feminine aspect, also to see what is the essence of what is happening. So not the effects, but the causes, and going to the very heart of the matter, getting into the essential. So maybe this is an invitation for you to explore that in your life right now. And maybe that will require you to be, to observe more, to observe. And also to allow yourself to absorb. I was thinking about this kind of receptivity, to be in a state of receptivity and acceptance, to observe, but also to absorb, to allow yourself to absorb. So that would also require you to go into this realm. Now I'm thinking that a place is inviting you, a specific place. Maybe it's a place in nature, a sacred place. Okay. So, yeah, we have Fern. And this is about divination and protection. Interesting. It's also related to the month of January. So maybe this is also a timing suggestion here. Protection and divination. It feels like something very specific is going to come through, but for now, I'll just get more cards. I feel like she's pointing you in a direction, a specific direction. Like, I want to point you in this direction. You have to follow me. Follow me for more. Like, follow me for more. Yeah, that's it. Solace. A drop of golden sun. Go to a place that is sunny. Going to a place that is very sunny. The feline. And Jehovah. I feel like you're going to a place where you thought you weren't going. You thought you weren't supposed to go, but you're going there. You weren't supposed to go, but she's inviting you to go. It's like, don't be afraid. Come. Don't be afraid. The sun will dispel and also repel. You need to absorb the sun. You need to be in a place where you can absorb sunlight. It's not exactly heat, it's just the light. The feline. You're taking something with you. I feel like you're taking something with you. She's taking you with her, and you're taking something with you. Something that will protect you, or something that needs to be protected. Moon in Aquarius with independence, and this just flew out. Maybe you're going alone. No, not alone. So maybe this is something that you're beginning. You are the one that begins, like, as an independent person, but you're taking something with you. But you're not dependent on anything or anyone. You're not even dependent on the dough to take you there. You are following your own inner guidance. This is your own inner guidance. And this is also like a compass that protects you. She wants to take you somewhere. She's the compass that protects your path and that shines a light on the path. And you're going to a place where you will soak in the sunlight. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Oh, too many. Well, let's go. Mercury in Leo with drama. I see. Sun in Gemini with versatility. Sun in Leo with fortune. The Sun. Moon in Pisces with empathy. Moon in Aries with protection. Mars in Scorpio with revenge. Moon in Taurus with exaltation. Wow, these two just came together. Let's see. Mars in Pisces with escape and Moon in Capricorn with practicality. And lastly, you have Jupiter in Taurus with status. I guess that kind of trumps. I felt like this card was like a trump card. So it was something that would neutralize the energy of something. This neutralizes the energy of something. It's the protection. This is a protection. I feel like this reading is going to be targeted at your subconscious, and it's going to be very hard for me to just be very linear. So I feel like there's something about like a snake-like or dragon-like creature. And I don't know why it just really, It's connected to the sun. So maybe it's like reptiles need the sun to get warm. Or this is kind of a metaphor for fear, like the reptilian brain. Just really survival mode, basic stuff in life. And then the sun neutralizes that. The sun neutralizes the reptilian response. Wow, this is, I don't know, maybe this is also collective. Oh, there you go. And the cards are reversed. I don't read reversals, so none of my cards are reversed. It's a whole deck. But King of Bows with Adder, and here you have the snake creatures and the shaman, the magician. What is it about these creatures or this entity or this idea? What is it? What is it? Five of Cups with ecstasy. I feel like it's something that is going away. Going away. It's leaving. They're leaving. So why are you in contact with this? Why is this in your life? So let's just see what is this all about? Like, what is the outcome of this? What is the objective? What is it building up to be? 8 of Stones with skill. And 4 of Arrows with rest. Wow. So I feel like this might have something to do with the astral plane. And maybe you have predicted something, or you have like the intuition that something is going to happen, something specific. And you have a specific guidance that will take you through this process. That's depicted here in the spirit of doe. Like she's pointing at something, and you know where you're going. It feels like it's very natural. Although you're taking something with you that I'm not quite sure what it is yet. And you're taking something with you that also protects you from the fear. Oh, okay, something that makes you feel protected, something that makes you feel safe. Although you're going to a place where you also feel safer when you get there, because there's a lot of light and love there. There's a lot of enlightenment also. You'll be something gets clarified. This might be also about a specific place, or it might be about in the astral plane. Something is happening in the astral plane. For some of you, this also points that you have been having like nightmares. You've been maybe in places where you're affected by the energies, or it's hard. I feel like it's also, this is for those of you that have like repetitive dreams, or that you feel like you're always going to the same place, or dealing with this kind of energy. It feels like this reptilian energy, and it's also representing fear. It's representing the primal instinct of survival, and it is sophisticated in a sense, okay? It has its own kind of technology, let's say. It's not something that you should say like it's obsolete. It's like an obsolete part of our existence. It's not, because it's still here. So even if it's very archaic, and even if it's very almost even chthonic, so maybe this is also something that opens gates to the underworld, so or to darker places. Maybe it keeps that gate open, and you know that, but it's not you have nothing to do with this, okay? This is not your energy. It's a different dimension, and it's crowded by certain entities or creatures, or however you want to see that energy. And I feel like you're going to a place where you'll be enlightened. You will get a sort of trump card. This is like the Joker card. You'll get that card. It's like a pass. You'll get a pass. And maybe next time when you go into the astral, after this experience, it's going to be very different. You're going to go to different places, because I feel like you've developed the skill to be protected, or to just not be affected by. So maybe you got like this key, okay? And now you can control. You can also it's like you can stop it whenever you want to. You decide. You have that power. Okay, let's get you some more information on this. 3 of Bows with fulfillment. 4 of Bows with celebration. 9 of Stones with tradition. Oh. So this has something to do with a ritual, a specific ritual that you're going to be a part of, or that you're preparing to be a part of. It can be a family meeting. This is a timeless reading, but we are approaching the season of family and of meetings, also friendly meetings, the season of friendly meetings. And there can be something like a spiritual aspect to that you're particularly tuned in to. The Sun of Life. It's very Page of Stones with links. And the Wanderer. Wow. So it's interesting that the position of the hands is very similar. They're just, this is the back and this is the front. See, it's this openness to whatever happens in life. Having an open heart to life. Being open to life. Be open to life. And this Page of Stones here is, it's different today to me. So there's, of course, the Page of Pentacles has very specific technical interpretations, but today the links is just coming across as someone special. I don't know if it's like a special aspect of yourself or something special about, there's something special about, so opening yourself to someone special. Opening yourself, being open to someone special. Well, what is it? What is this? Links. The Guardian. The Guardian. This is the Devil card in this deck. I feel like I need more clarification. Oh. Three of Stones with creativity. It seems like someone is kind of opening an opportunity for you, giving you an opportunity, or represents an opportunity. Someone represents an opportunity. But they also are related to a fear that you have. And now I understand something else about the Jehovah. you will be reminded of a fear, but you will have protection and guidance. You also have the of divination. So I feel like you're going to have insights, especially if you are proficient in working in the astral plane. If you understand that dimension, and if you know that you work there, there's a work there to be done, you know that you have to deal with this energy, and you will get insights, but you will also have a lot of protection. There is a trump card here. It's like you have a specific role to play that is part of your life's mission, or that is maybe now being clarified. Oh, I feel like you're going to have insights about your life's mission in the astral. You'll have confirmations. You will learn a lot. I feel like you will also be more relaxed because you understand that you can jump, you can have faith, you can open your heart to something. This will also reveal something about the creation itself. So it's very interesting that this kind of humble and innocent and pure looking creature is pointing you in a direction that is so universal and almost like cosmic, or it's overwhelming. It's a gigantic realization. I don't know if these are the right words, but there's this enormous amount of information, or enormous like very consequential piece of information that comes from you just following this very subtle and gracious invitation. It starts so small in a way, or so innocently, but it becomes this radiant sun, this incredible embrace of creation, embracing creation. Wow, I've said a lot already, but I feel like there's something else. There's something else. I will just get one more card, and then I will... Wow. 9 of arrows. What dedication. So... it will take a specific amount of time. It feels like this has its own time. And although this is a non-urgent reading, so I'm talking about timelessness or being outside of time. So time doesn't matter. But in a way, you're getting... Spirit is telling you that there's something about the timing. There's something about the timing. And I feel like you have to be kind of alert to that, but not worry about it. It's a natural cycle. It has its own time. You have to be conscious and aware of the timing, Maybe there's something about the sequence of events, and maybe you would want to kind of record them or to write them down. Write down your dreams and your intuitions, because make a journal about this if this is resonating with you, if this process is for you. Make a journal, like when you feel those fears, how do you describe those creatures? Describe that, describe the feeling. If you're going into the astral and you get some sort of insight, if you see an entity, if you get information, if you go through an experience, write it down. Even if it's very small, like you don't need to write a book about it if you don't want to. But I feel like that awareness of timing is going to help you be more relaxed, because you know what is happening. You're more aware of what's happening. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also hype the video if you really enjoyed it. And I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, your card is Deer. And Deer is about independence. It's also about beginnings, so it's very auspicious if you're starting something new. I feel like this is like a new dawn for you. There's something here that is just beginning. It's just on the rise in your life. It is also about independence, maintaining autonomy and authority, a certain nobility and dignity. So let's see what this is about for you. And I'm so sorry, I guess that there's something wrong with the image today. I will try to fix it. Okay, I hope that's better. So we'll get you an Om. Okay, so this is Tin, and this is about winning in a fight. Winning a fight. Okay, that's interesting. Because the Deer is also about facing scrutiny or being judged, like in tough situations, challenging situations. So, having the strength, the power, dignity to face a challenge. Okay, there's something off here. Okay, so I wanted you to see all the zodiac signs. That's better. Okay. What else do we have? For pile number 2. Okay. Excuse me. So, Mikkalamukkal, the blank card. Ta'om, the poet. And the Loam. I think that I already have this very strong, powerful feeling that I'm speaking to creative people with Mikkalamukkal and Ta'om, the poet, and also the Loam, and the blank card. So it's like you have this spiritual carte blanche to do whatever you want in a certain aspect in your life. And you are going to be judged by what you do, for what you do, but you have you have a powerful guardian. And maybe you're going to know about that entity in this reading. You're going to explore the energy that allows you to create, to be under scrutiny, to expose your creation to the world, and to be victorious. To retain your dignity, and also to open up to the flow of love and information too, to be open to the feedback. So what is the feedback, and why are you supposed to be victorious? It's like you're supposed to be victorious. You're meant to be victorious. You need to seize that power, to seize that opportunity to be victorious. Because it's like you have the right to be victorious. This energy gives you the right to be victorious. Venus in Aries with lust. Saturn in Aries with risk. Mars in Leo with egotism. Moon in Scorpio with power. Jupiter in Virgo with patience. And Jupiter in Gemini with bluff. Interesting. So, we'll start here. I feel like you're having this carte blanche so that you can focus more on the development, the healthy development of your ego, of your persona, of it's like the defining features of you. Not what is not where you fuse with the divine, okay? It's more like this entity wants you to focus on the frontier, the wall, okay? How is the wall made of? What is it made of? Does it have a color? Does it have a texture? So if you could imagine your public persona, or the way people see you and what you want to project out to other people, how would it look like? If it was a wall, imagine that it is a wall, like a wall of a palace or a castle. How is it decorated? Does it have windows? Does it have any like graphic elements? Is it very simple? Does it have water around the wall? How is the landscape? Like, really get into the details of that, because I feel like those details will also give you clues about your own psychology of that and your own perception of yourself. I feel like you have to focus a lot on you, on yourself. It will feel like it's egotistical, but I don't. It feels like you're building something important here, an idea that is really important. And also, the words that you use to describe yourself are very important. They hold a lot of power, and they're also an expression of that creativity. And I feel like you have to be more loose and more creative, and also allow spirit to inspire you and to go with the flow. And after that, when you put things out into the world, it seems like you have to be patient. You're not going to see the effects immediately. Although the energy is flowing, it seems like it's flowing in an invisible way. And the feeling that you're going to have is more like, this is such a risk that I'm taking, and it's I will blow this. I can ruin this for me. I can't make any mistakes. But I don't feel like that's what's really happening. It's more like this, the restrictions that you are imposing on yourself more than anything else. I feel like this is the reality. The reality is that you're so creative and that you need to express that creativity freely. You need to be much more detached from every little bit of things, every little bit of creation that you do. Like, don't micromanage. I don't feel like you need to micromanage. You have to focus that that attention to detail has to be more like used for instance, for the word study of the words, the study of yourself, more the study of yourself, and not so much the reflection that comes from the feedback. So don't focus on the feedback, because it's not a big risk. It feels like that because you're not seeing the full picture yet. And I also feel like you really want something, like you really want it. And that desire might be a little bit immature at the moment, because maybe there's some sort of, I feel like there's, the timing is not comfortable for you. And what I mean by this is that not seeing the feedback is making you impatient, and maybe that prevents you from growing. The impatience prevents you from growing somehow. Okay, let's go for the tarot. Four of Cups. The Tower. And the Six of Cups. Okay. Okay, I'll get there. This is just reinforcing this kind of playfulness, but in a way immature. So I keep picturing a person that's like, imagine that you're starting a drawing and you just miss a little bit and you do something wrong, like a small mistake, but you're like, I can't do this, and you just ruin the whole drawing, and you throw it away or rip it apart. And it's like, I'm so impatient, like I want to do this has to be, it has to be perfect, or it has to be exactly like this, or there's something about that kind of feeling. It's a kind of immaturity that's there, and it's a part of your desire. It's like, I want this so much, but it's a bit of a misplacement of energy in a way. Because when you are doing the action of painting or drawing or creation, writing down your ideas, using the words, or whatever is your creation, that moment has to be more about you. More about you. That's so interesting. It's more about you. It's not so much about if it's right, if it's wrong. It's more about all of you, the whole of you. Maybe it's like warts and all, yeah. Acceptance, self-acceptance. I feel like that self-acceptance will come from a sense of confidence. This sense of confidence, and the deer wants you to feel like that. You are the best, like you are the best. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. You are the you are the best at being you. You have to be yourself and be the best at being yourself. Because that in of itself is being the best. In general, being victorious. That is your victory. It's the greatest victory. Because that's when you will not be so impatient and you will be able to receive love from all the different sources available to you, and not specifically the ones that you want to see but you can't see. It's like you want to see something, you know it's there, but it's not available to you yet. It will be available to you if you keep focusing on being the best you. And this is, I want to be more specific, because it seems like it's very general. Okay, 5 of Cups, right. And the High Priestess. Okay, so specifically, interesting. Okay, wow. Interesting. So imagine that you're writing, and you want to write a story about, I don't know, maybe a mouse and a little child that go on an adventure. And you want it to be uplifting, or you want it to be in a certain way. Like you have a general idea of what you want. And you also might have like small details about the story, like the dress or specific characteristics. And okay, that's fine. But when you start writing, you seem to be blocked. It doesn't flow. The story doesn't flow. Things don't seem to make sense. There's something missing. And what this reading is telling you is, if this is resonating with you, you have to focus first on the things that you don't like about what you're thinking of doing. So imagine that when you think of the little child, you think of, maybe you don't think specifically about something, but there's something triggering. Like, I like the way he's dressing, but there's something about the color of his hat, for instance. Like, I remember when I was a child, I really hated blue, indigo or dark blue hats. I hated when my mother or my father or when my caretaker wanted me to wear this piece of clothing that was this color that I really hate. But I want him to dress like that because it makes sense in a story, because there's some sort of costume that is, has a meaning or whatever. And I feel like you have to write about that experience first. You have to write about the feelings that you believe are not pleasant, because when you write about them, you will also heal and grieve something important. And then because of that connection, you start, understanding yourself is more important than focusing on what you're doing just as a standalone thing, okay? You are the creator. You will be mirrored in your creation. And that complete surrender to the creation, emotional surrender, is what's going to give it power, and it is what's going to give you that beautiful feedback from people. It's going to touch people. So I feel like in this specific example that I gave, and it's just a very trivial thing, maybe people will love to hear your story somehow about that color, more so than just because there's a symbol in the story, or that makes sense because of something else that is not really a part of your emotional experience. I feel like you have to pour yourself into this, warts and all, and with everything that is ugly, that you consider ugly, because it's you are the one that considers, that filters. And the way that you filter, that's why I was talking about the wall. It's the container, the ego is the container. So how you see that is going to be mirrored by other people. How you build that. What is that building? And when we are insecure about our that construction, that egotistic or egoic, is that a word? Construction. When we're insecure about it, it just doesn't touch other people as much or as deeply. So this reading is inviting you to take your time to also even enjoy the sad parts. And I know that it can be very painful for some of you, and I'm not saying that you have to be like happy about bad things that happen to you. It's not you like gaslighting yourself or something like that. But it is about the process of healing, and it is about the process of giving levity or sublimating feelings. That catharsis is, I feel like, what will touch people, what will make people relate to your work, to what you're doing. Sorry for that. The Star. The Queen of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords. Okay. Sorry. Queen of Cups. 10 of Wands. And 9 of Swords. So I feel like these feelings might make you feel exhausted, like there's something about, okay, no. So maybe there is a path in your life that is now exhausted, like you have exhausted all the possibilities of something. That's how it feels like. And maybe you want to just go into the next chapter, or just leave something behind and go into the next chapter without dwelling too much on something. Like, I've exhausted all the possibilities here. I want to move on from this. But I also feel like there's something that you might need to do first. You need to maybe face those feelings, or even use your creative process to access those feelings, because maybe that is your way of healing. You have an unusual way of healing yourself, and maybe it's through art, or through a very unusual, different, out of the ordinary. It's like almost you have developed your own technique that is possibly only applicable to yourself. Like you haven't really seen how it can apply to others. It doesn't really scale, let's say. It doesn't really apply to others. It seems like it's something unique. You have a very unique path of healing. It is possibly artistic. Artists are healers, and art heals. So whatever you consider in your life to be your art, your healing process, I feel like you have to take your time to apply that to yourself. You have to focus on yourself a bit here. You have to learn a bit about yourself before you move on. It is almost a bit like also now I understand the immaturity here also. Because it's like you want to move forward before you finish something, but you have to finish this. You have to close this chapter first. Sometimes when we jump to the next chapter, the other chapter just closes immediately because it's kind of automatic. It can be a bit more intuitive in that sense. But I feel like you just advancing will not advance the process. It will just delay it, postpone it, and I don't think it's very useful. Maybe it will also prolong the lack of feedback and the lack of response, the lack of flow, because the loam is about unconditional giving and receiving, and I feel like that flow, you having to wait for it is there, but you have to wait for it, and it might be unseen. It might be something that you're not accessing just yet, or maybe you feel like it's not enough. Maybe it's superficial. Maybe it doesn't really touch you. It seems like it doesn't really affect you deeply as you are expecting. I feel like you have to, and I don't think you have to let go of something. It's more like enjoy the goodbye, to enjoy the goodbye. And maybe to understand more about what this means, like I have exhausted all the possibilities here. What does this mean to you? Does this mean that it's not possible for anyone to do this way? Does it mean that you failed? Do you feel like you have failed? Do you carry that with you? Does it mean that you have a certain opinion about yourself that is reflected in that exhaustion or in that denied access, let's say? So one more card. I feel like there's one more thing here, and then we... Okay. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. Nine of Wands. Healing. Okay, so I feel like you might have to heal a relationship before this process is finished. And maybe this is also a part of your understanding of yourself. As you understand yourself, there is a relationship that is going to be healed. I don't know if it's a friendship, if it's romantic, if it's family. It can be any one of those. There is a connection here that needs to be healed, so that you can. It's also a part of the grieving process, that healing. It doesn't mean that that person is going to be now like part of your life. It just means that it's healthy again. Sorry for that. Didn't realize it was out of focus. Okay. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. You have the soul. And the soul is about generosity. It is about the connection to the goddess, abundance, of course. And the soul has really large piglet litters. So it's so sweet. It's such a beautiful, comfy card to me. It really feels like you can find home wherever you are, or wherever you want to, and whenever you want to. So okay, so we'll get you an ohm. This is on to be good at harvesting, to be good at collecting things and harvesting. Creating a nest also. Nesting. Oh, so yeah. Feeling at home. Creating a nest. Creating your nest. Okay. Flap the footer. This is about grounding. Love the colors. Grounding. Fairies of the future. Sorry. Iris of the rainbows. And the green woman. So this is about grounding, knowing a place very well, or knowing your space. You're owning your space, owning a place. Maybe you're planning or buying a house. And it is about you creating your abundance, creating your, even like choosing a lifestyle, choosing your life and what you're going to do from now on. So there's also this sense of, I will root myself somewhere, or I will belong somewhere. I will create a home, or wherever I am. This is my starting point. And then I begin something. You are picturing something, projecting it into the future. That is related to the place where you start from. Venus in Taurus with romance. Sun in Aries with assertion. Moon in Aquarius with independence. Mars in Libra with choice. And Moon in Leo with appreciation. I see you like choosing what you want to be surrounded by, like beautiful things or the things that you really value. Choosing what you like. the things that give you pleasure. Arranging a space in a way that gives you pleasure. I feel like you're coming from a more difficult period. It's like a storm. You're coming out of a storm. It seems also like that you pulled yourself out of a situation. You saved yourself from something. And now what's important is where you choose to start your day. Like where is your home? Wherever it may be, and it can be different places. I just mean like this sense of safety and belonging, and also of choosing what surrounds you, choosing the objects and choosing the environment, and creating a beautiful, cozy, welcoming environment. 3 of Wands, Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords, the choices that I've made have led me here. Okay. It seems like you're very aware of the choices that you have made. 7 of Cups. Seven of Swords. 7, 7. That's a bit puzzling to me. Maybe there's something puzzling you, actually. There's something still puzzling you about a situation. Ace of Cups. 9 of Staves. And 4 of Swords. To me, this is also like questioning yourself about like how did I put myself in that situation? So that storm, that challenge, how did I allow that to happen to me? Why? I feel like you're still digesting that. You're still puzzled by it. And it might take a while, okay? It might take a while to understand. I feel like you're getting into that process, but I feel like you understanding what happened is a bit unrelated to you finding your footing. That's a different, it seems like it's a parallel, something that's happening in parallel. Like it's not the same thing. The stability and this sense of appreciation and pleasure and joy and safety is always going to help you at least rest, at least be at peace, and have hope for the future. But I feel like you're still puzzled. Maybe the future is also puzzling to you at the moment. It's like, where should I go after that? I don't feel like you're stuck in the past. You're just confused or puzzled by maybe the actions of someone really puzzled you, or they really affected your idea of humanity. I don't know. Power with Freya. This is the Emperor. The Emperor, yeah. Prince of Swords. Prince of Staves. Wow. So for some of you, this might be about relationships that weren't very healthy, maybe even abusive. I'm not sure I see that abuse is violent. For some of you it might have been, and I'm so sorry for that, but it feels like it's more like a form of repression, a form of manipulation, and okay. So sorry, I was that's a lot. So I'll start with the Om here. It seems like you have a lot of information to process, let's say. You have gathered a lot of information that I feel like is unprocessed, that needs to be digested. So at the moment, yes, feeling safe and having a place is very important so that you can rest. And that might prepare yourself, it prepares you for the process of understanding and really going to the core of what happened. You've dealt with a lot, it seems. It seems like it's also, you made a lot of discoveries. Maybe some of them were unpleasant and some of them were pleasant. So it's just confused. Like the good and the bad, it seems like it's superimposed, or it's kind of opaque also. So one thing is probably shrouding another thing, and there's other stuff that's shrouding other actions, or it seems like there was mix-ups, or I don't know if there was a lot of interference here, like gossip, or people who were very confused, people who had a lot of issues, and they had a lot. I also feel like the people that you've dealt with in the past, they seemed like they were very well-rounded personalities and that they had their life together, but then you thought, then you realize that they didn't, or that they were hiding something that wasn't working for you, that would never work for you, something like that. And I feel like you had to distance yourself from that so that you can rediscover life's generosity, life's the goddess. So the connection, you had to rediscover a sense of connection, and maybe you were also healing your own, the relating function. So you're healing the possibility of connection again, but there's still confusion there. And I see that there might be people around you at the moment that are maybe triggering. They're triggering your need for, they're triggering your need to protect yourself. Maybe not from them, but because that relating function, and because the emotions that they trigger are so, it's like they tire you, they drain you. And it's maybe not because of the things that they do, it's just you are still recovering from something. You're still, maybe you're still gathering information, actually. So it's like when things were happening, it was so absorbing, it was so draining that you didn't really, you are now just now realizing exactly what happened. You made a lot of choices out of faith. You had to make a lot of choices to protect yourself from the will of others and from other people's confusion also. There's also something interesting here about feeding yourself. And this is very specific for some of you. I believe that it would be really helpful for a few of you to grow your own food, or to be specifically connected to the food sources that you access. This sense of grounding, like knowing exactly where things come from, and when you touch the ground where the food comes from, you are also absorbing the properties, the chemical properties from the soil itself. And it seems like they also help us digest that food. So there's this continuum, okay, between the relationship with the goddess, Mother Earth, with food also, because the so is also about food. It's about nourishment. And I'm seeing something really beautiful for you. If that's interesting for some of you, to grow your own food, or to at least have some sort of interaction maybe with the people that grow your food. The green woman also, maybe you have a green thumb and like the vegetable kingdom is accessible to you, and that knowledge is really, it flows through you easily. Maybe this is also a part of your life. Some of you might be into agriculture, or to raising cattle. I don't know. There's something here about you having this symbiotic relationship with the food that you ingest. The world. You will get closure, okay? I feel like that's the whole purpose of this, is that you get the closure that you need, but it's going to be a process. I would say that ranging from at least half a year to a complete year, to a complete turn. This is the timing that I see in this process here. And it will come in also in harmony with the rhythms of nature. There's something about you, like the place that you choose to live in, specifically the rhythms of nature there, or if you choose to kind of chase something, because you might be on the move, but you're chasing some, I don't know, something natural. There are seasons for things, right? So I am reminded of people who are connected to some kind of harvest, a specific harvest, and they travel according to the time of the year when harvesting happens. And you also, this oem is really powerful here. It is about harvesting and collecting things. So maybe you also, as you're traveling or as you're moving, you're collecting things, or you're collecting something to put, maybe to put on your, if you have like a plot of land, or if you're a part of something that requires you to put something into the earth, you're gathering and collecting things to put, like seeds or information, or species. It's like collecting and planting, collecting and gathering somewhere. The interaction with the soil is very important here. So the quality of the soil, or there's something specific about your connection to the soil where you are at. Maybe your work requires you to touch it a lot, or to be very mindful of what is there in the soil. I don't know. So the natural rhythms will also help you integrate all the knowledge that you need. I don't see you like making a lot of effort anymore. Like, you need to rest and you need to follow the flow. You need to follow the natural rhythms. And these natural rhythms also have a protective effect. And they also, excuse me, they also allow you to maybe not need to defend yourself so much, or to not be triggered. It's almost as if as nature is your protective shield. Nature has a protective effect on you right now, and it stops you. It gives you that power and authority. It comes, your power, your authority, your energy, even your stability comes from nature at the moment. Okay, thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also hype the video if you really enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.